The best thing about Creative Space is that we don't just want to encourage people in being creative in TV, film, or even theatre. We also want you to be creative in a variety of other things as well. So do you want to have experience in making jewelry? Do you want to pick up a hobby but do not know what to take or where to start? Then look no further than the Veil Jewelry Workshops. Veil Jewelry Workshops provides the best experience in teaching you how to make the best sterling silver jewelry. They will help you make a range of silverware including rings, bracelets, and many more pieces. You will learn the basic silversmith skills such as soldering, texturing, shaping, and lots more. Not only do the workshops provide the experience for adults, it also provides the best experience and fun for children as well. So if you want to learn on how to make sterling silver jewelry, and if you're very interested, go onto their website at www.veiljewelryworkshops.co.uk or get in touch with them via email at info@veiljewelryworkshops.co.uk or even phone them at 07789 794248. Are you looking for the perfect bracelet for a loved one? Would your man be interested in a personalised keyring from his children? Are you looking for the best priced jewellery, whether it be a necklace, ring, earrings, bangle, or even more? Look no further than Crafted Arts. Crafted Arts is a local business based in Barry within the Vale of Glamorgan, and they have a range of all the perfect items you need. If it's for the perfect gift for an anniversary, or maybe it's for someone's birthday, maybe something for Christmas, or you wanted to give someone that perfect gift that will last a long time, Crafted Arts is the business for you. If you want to know more or see what they have in stock, then you can visit them locally at 29 High Street, Barry, Vale of Glamorgan, CF62 7EB. Or you can go onto their website at www.craftedarts.co.uk. You could even email them at info@craftedarts.co.uk, or maybe just give them a call at 07789 94248. Trust me, it's worth it for the perfect gift. Hey guys, how's it going? Rhys here, and once again on Creative Space Podcast. And guess who's back? Back again. Pippa is back. Someone call 999 quickly, because my god, the last time she was on the podcast was gotta be about back in March or April time, because we did an episode. I don't know what we talked about, because we talk about a lot of things. Some of the times we have a topic, and every time we do discuss about this particular topic, we go completely off the rails. And we do it so often, it's unbelievable. And if you heard that in the background, people, I'm just kicking stuff over. But without further ado, we're going to get onto this podcast, because it's all about pantomimes. Yes, we're going to talk about pantomimes, how Pippa and I were involved in local community theatres doing a lot of pantomime productions. I tell a few fun stories, as does she, and it's just so nice to have Pippa back on the show. It really is. She's one of my closest and dearest friends. I love her to pieces, and also the fact that with this podcast being released a few days before I start and she starts doing a pantomime called Cinderella, me playing an ugly stepsister, what are the chances? It's going to be fun, but again, without further ado, it's me and Pippa talking about pantomimes on Creative Space Podcast. Guess who's back?
Back again.
Pippa's back.
Tell a friend.
No, I'm not going to tell a friend.
I haven't got any.
I'm going to tell our audience. You're back.
I am back. It's been a long... It feels like it's been a long time.
The last time was, I think, late March, early April, the last time you were on the podcast.
Is that the reason why you said you weren't going to tell me until you clicked record?
Yeah. Yep. That is the sole purpose of me just building up that anticipation, building up that moment, and just go, yeah. So
well, let's crack a cold one.
Yeah. Or Pepsi. Even though,
yeah, Pepsi.
Yeah. Not sponsored by us or anything. Not sponsoring us.
No.
Oh, God. But I'm glad you're back.
Me too.
Because we've got one thing coming up soon.
Yes.
It's a pantomime.
It is a pantomime.
Yeah, Cinderella.
And I'm in it.
You're in it as well?
I'm in it. I'm not a main part. Good God, no.
No, I am though.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
one of the ugly stepsisters. Even though I don't need makeup, but there we go. Oh, God. It's going to be a lot of slurping in there.
A lot of slurping.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been chatting for a good like hour and a bit, but like.
Yeah, but that's what we always do. It's a bit of a tradition, isn't it? We have an hour chat, and then we start doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 5 hours later, I'm like, oh no, I should probably go home and eat something.
Yeah. Even though there's a kitchen next door. So if you're ever hungry, just let me know.
Yeah, but I got a wife who cooks at home. He's not.
He's your bitch.
Yes.
Well, you said that to me last time, but I'm only quoting you. I'm only quoting you.
You are, yeah.
But the reason why, if you're reading the title correctly, and that's to the people who are listening, because this is the first time I've actually doing an audio podcast, because now I started doing with YouTube a lot of visual content, because more people are drawn into that. And thank you, by the way. Thank you anyone who's listening on YouTube, Spotify for podcasters, vice versa, any platforms. Thank you so much.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Yes, even though you've been on a vanishing act since March.
Well, it's what I do best.
Yeah, you just disappear into the night. I heard you were doing TV work not long ago.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I can't tell you.
What? Oh, have you signed an NDA?
I certainly have.
It's Gavin and Stacey, isn't it? No, okay, it's not Gavin and Stacey. No, I can't wait for that.
No,
I can.
Now, to be fair, I will happily say it is not Gavin and Stacey. That's not.
Yeah. No, you could tell me off the record later.
Yeah. I mean, no, I will not tell you later.
Yeah, well, I heard my yeah. So we're still. The thing is, we haven't got a studio. I'm still recording on my phone, but that's still that's the authenticity of this podcast most of the time.
Exactly.
And so we're in the back room of my grandparents' home, and my grandfather just let out a big sneeze. So if you heard that, yes, the authenticity of this podcast is back. So many guests. I've had so many guests on the show. Been a bit of a struggle recently, though, trying to find guests who have said yes, then no, then yes, then no. A bit like a Vicky Poller from Little Britain. No, but yeah, but
yeah, but no, yeah, but
yeah,
yeah.
But speaking of Gavin and Stacey. I was in Gavin and Stacey the last time, right? Which obviously I did a video of on YouTube.
Yes.
You can check it out. I'll put it in the link in the description. But I still had a few people saying to me, "Are you going to be in the new one?" And I was like, "It don't work like that. It don't. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. It's not like EastEnders or Coronation Street or Emmerdale where they have their professional, or Casualty. They have their professional extras in the background who have been there for years.
You can't say extras anymore. We're SAs, Rhys. We're supporting artists."
Which is extras, love. What are you talking about? The extras. I mean, I still say extras because I'm old-fashioned.
I mean, to be fair,
bloody snowflake, China chick. No,
me and you are at that age where we're just used to calling each other extras.
Yeah,
we're extras.
We're extras on here.
We're extras.
Yeah. There's no Pippa and Rhys on this audio, people.
Just extras.
Just extras. No, but I've had a few people ask me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like loads of people because it was like a few friends and family members saying, "Oh, are you going to be in this one? Are you going to be in that?" And I was like, "No," and I'm sort of glad. I'm not, because I did state in the video that I was really glad that I was in the last one because it was a surprise. It was a surprise return, and the filmings that I did. So the 3 nights I was there at the Bassett pub. Or the Tagros Hotel. Or in the eyes of the modern viewer, of a fan of Gavin and Stacey, the Dolphin. The Dolphin. But I filmed it with Bryn, my dear friend Bryn.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a lovely little moment, and it felt like we did a concert. There was a concert going on for us.
Yeah.
And it felt like, to watch Rob Brydon and Ruth Jones do their karaoke bit. It felt like we had our own personal concert going on.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. It was fantastic, and also it was expected that this new special was about to come anyway. I knew it way in advance.
Oh yeah.
By accident.
Oh really?
Yeah. No, by accident I knew it. I'm not. Well, listen up, people. I'm not saying, hey, I know this because I was in the know and everything. No, I only found out by accident that they were going to make a new one because, what was it? I got to say this word for word right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was on the last day of shooting, and the script supervisor was, I'm not going to say her name, but, I'll say her name. Jane Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Griffith. Who taught me media studies in Barry Boys in Barry Comprehensive School.
Uh-huh.
I overheard her speak to the director, and they kept saying, trying under their breath, so it's not their fault. They said, next time. We'll do this next time. And I was intrigued. My ears just popped, just went bing like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were referring to, maybe next time. And even I heard people like James Corden and like Matthew Horn, Joanna Page, Ruth Jones, especially Ruth Jones and James Corden, being the writers and creators.
Yeah.
They were going, we could do this, we could do that and everything. But again, it was by accident. And maybe I thought that they were at first talking about another project they were going to do. Yeah. But I was like, oh no, they're going to do another Gavin and Stacey. And I was proven right at the very end of the last special when they left it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to make another one. They're going to make another one. But pantomimes.
Pantos.
Yeah, pantomimes. And here we go. Pantomimes. You start.
Me? I mean, to be fair...
We're not talking about the history of pantomimes. The whole point of this podcast episode is to talk about our experiences with pantomimes, our experience in watching them, doing them, and vice versa. Right? I mean, I've got stories to say already. I've got some funny ones, I've got some sad ones, I made up a story once just to see what this person... So...
So it sounds like you're going to start.
I'm going to have to...
Crack on about this
I just wanted to see your face at it. So I remember I made up a story. I fabricated a story to someone to see how they reacted, right? Because I'm one of those storytellers that loves to tell a story, and I love it when people go, is that true or is that false? And I just love it, because people don't know if I'm telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
And... there was an individual that I spoke to. I don't know who it was. It was in a shop, and we were talking about injuries and that. And I mean, touch wood, right?
Yeah.
Touch wood. I've never sustained an injury. I think the only close to an injury I had was a concussion, and that was years ago. What had happened was, very quickly, I was in a park. I slipped, and my head bounced off the concrete floor, and I was out. And I was concussed.
Oh, jeez.
But luckily, that was one of the only times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like pro wrestling where you bounce off your head and you get so many concussions, you get CT. Anyway.
Yes.
We were talking, and I said, I sustained an injury when we did, ironically, Cinderella. I played Buttons.
Yes.
Where there's a scene in the Panto where the ugly stepsisters are trying to trying to fit the slipper on, and what they did was there was a bit where they're pulling out the stockings, saying, I still got my winter woolies on, so I have to pull out this long stockings.
Yes.
And I pretended to say, it got caught, so I yanked it, fell and hit the back of my head, right, and I was completely concussed, and the woman was like, oh no, how tragic, this, that. And in my head I was like, I'm such a good storyteller. Yeah. It didn't happen, people. I just wanted to tell you that story because I just wanted to see how that woman reacted.
Yeah. Although, was it you when did Aladdin, didn't you break an ironing board?
Oh, that was true.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I went through 3 ironing boards. There were a few individuals that were really annoyed with me because I broke them.
I mean, to be fair,
they're not really. They're very unpredictable. Yeah.
Well, they're not for human
to
weight.
fall on.
Yeah.
Yeah, what had happened was, so years and years ago, there was a guy called Tony who played Wishy-Washy in Aladdin.
Yes.
And obviously John was the Panto Dame, and we're going back to Billboard here, people. Here we go.
Yeah.
But these are the only productions I've ever done, so there's going to be a lot of that. I don't think I was in it. I was not in it for this one. But what Tony told me at the time was that he wanted to get a laugh from somewhere, a very surprising laugh, and he leaned over the ironing board because he was supposed to take stuff away, and he just basically grabbed onto the switch and went click, and he purposely fell, and everyone went like that, and people started laughing. And people love it when pantomimes go wrong, because it adds that element of. That's the beauty, I think, about pantomimes, is that no one takes it seriously. People just want to go for the fun of it.
Yes, I was gonna bring this up.
And I think it was more spontaneous for Tony to do it than... So what we tried to... So John said to me years down the line, because I played Wishy-Washy, and it was the first pantomime or first show back after COVID and everything.
The dreaded sea.
The dreaded, yeah, and the glowing sea in Fallout, if you want to call it, in Fallout 4. But anyway, cast as Wishy-Washy, and Alex Hayward was cast as Aladdin. And John was cast as the mother, the Panto Dame.
The Dame, yes.
And I still think, personally, it's one of my all-time favourite pantos. Yeah, one of my all-time shows, along with Jack and the Beanstalk. Not the one I recently did, the one I played Silly Billy. And I'll get on to that one in a minute.
Yeah.
But... So John said to me, right, we want to do that ironing board shtick again. And Rhys, I know you can do it because you're very good at slapstick comedy, which I am. So I did... blow my own trumpet. I like to do stuff physically.
Yes.
I love slapstick comedy. I always find inspiration from Tommy Cooper or Eric Morecambe from Morecambe and Wise. I like to do a lot of slapstick stuff and a lot of bug-eye reactions, like over-the-top responses.
Yes.
So when we did the ironing board shtick, John said to me, right, are you going to do it during the dress and tech run, or are you going to do it on the night of the show, of the shows? And I said, well, I might as well do it on the shows, because it adds that. If you rehearse it, it's not going to look...
It loses its authenticity.
Yeah. And I felt like I lost the authenticity right from the get-go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the first time I did it, people were shocked and there was no laugh.
Oh.
There probably was a laugh, but I'm in the middle of falling over and getting back up. And I think I made it too obvious that, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because the way I did it was, I put the ironing board, so the two Chinese police officers, the two Lisas playing the police officers, and John were doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm on the side, and I'm pretending to lean over, and I made it obvious that I was going to reach over and click it. So I turned the ironing board over, and I just went, clunk, like that.
Oh.
So I broke the one ironing board on the first night.
Yeah.
Not the children's one, the first night of the show. So I went off and went to Wilco's, got another one. That broke after 2 days. And then the third time, but basically Billboard had to pay the law. The third time, it lasted. And when it did break, I just purposely broke it. I was like, I hate this ironing board, or these ironing boards. The one time where, the second one, on the second day, I unclipped it, fell, but one end went like, so it was slanting.
Oh.
So basically I landed and rolled down the and I hope there was a laugh there, but when you are in the middle of doing a gag like that, where you're falling, or where your brain is not telling you, listen out for how the audience are laughing.
Yes.
So I don't know if they laughed or not. I hope they did, because the way I rolled was, and it was just, I think people saw it more as an accident rather than it was intentional.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I do believe that in the years going forward, people are a lot. I don't think they appreciate slapstick comedy as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the intentional slapstick comedy is the pantomime slapstick comedy still works, because people know that it's slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
But when you do accidental things like that, where it looks, where it's supposed to be something that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's when, especially adults, I think that's when they kind of lose the, oh, it's not quite so funny anymore because someone could get hurt.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's something that's just happened with the times.
Yeah.
Like the choice of music.
Yeah.
For pantomimes.
Yeah. Right. I got it. Before, hold that thought a minute, right?
Okay.
Because we're still on to the slapstick side.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why people always get worried about me, because I've got a bit of a I've told you I go for jogs now,
yes.
right? But it's not for physically; it's for mental health as well.
Yes.
Just to get me out of that. But I need to strengthen my left knee again, and that's why I go for jogs to get my strength back. But I've always had a problem with my left knee for years, right? And it was all because I went for an adventure weekend with people in billboards. We went up to see these asteroids coming past, like the planet. But as we were coming back down, we heard something, and I slipped, and my knee went one way, and I went the other way. It didn't swell up or nothing, but something was not right.
Yes.
And it turned out my ligaments were twisted.
Oh,
no operation needed. They just said you need to go and do physical training and that. But it was still like it got weakened.
Yeah.
So I need to strengthen it back. But anyway. People get worried about that, but I don't care. I'm willing to put my body on the line just to get a laugh.
Yeah.
People say, oh, it's not worth it. It is to me.
It is.
It is to me.
Yeah.
And I remember I remember when we were rehearsing this thing, it was called the banana dance. And when we were doing like an act, it was like there was an act from Brazil ready to entertain you, Abanaza. Mike said. And it was me, Alex, and John dressed up as Brazilian or Spanish. Like me and Alex dressed as like Spanish Moroccan shakers, and then you just see John coming out as a ding with all the the fruits on top of the head and everything. Yeah. And but we were rehearsing it. We had inflatable bananas, and we're trying to dance with them, and there was like big ones, and I'm like, I haven't got one, so I ran off and grabbed a little banana.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the Lisas was passing some of the bananas over, and I said to her, would it be more funny, right, when I'm passing them down the line, can you whack me over the head with them? Yeah. Getting involved. She was like, yeah, no problem. So we're doing the banana dance, and next whack, bonk, and then so I run. So after grabbing all of them, I get the small one, and then it's no good. So I go back off and come back on with a very large inflatable banana in between my legs, and everyone started laughing because how big. Yeah. And John is just looking at me as part of the act going, oh my god, and I'm there going, yeah, look at my big banana, people, and everyone's like, oh my god. And the way I was caressing this banana. Yeah. But one night, I don't know if you were there, but there was a scene where as we were there, so what was it? Someone goes, we've got an act for you, so welcome Rodrigo. And Alex would come on and go, ay, 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 and I come on and go, ooh, like that. And John would just walk on with the Maraccas. And then, obviously, the Panto Dame would always target a male audience member to go, oh, you are my romance. And he went, Dave, this could be all yours. And then we started doing it. But as the last banana was being passed down, Lisa got the one, proper whacked me over the head with it, right? And obviously I reacted, but my left knee buckled, and I landed and slid across the stage. I was there going like that, and everyone, all the ensemble were there, and they're just looking at me, and I'm like, how did I do this? So I got back up, and I'm like, oh, flipping heck, that was a bit of a, but it was, it was just that sliding, that, you know when you see something and it's like time slows down, and that happened to me. That sliding just slowed. It took forever. I was like, wee.
Yeah, that's I can't remember that happening, but at the same time, during that panto, I was actually up in the flies, pulling all the
cloths and
the cloths and that. So I might have been concentrating about something else.
Yeah.
But doing Aladdin does scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember if it was that one or if it was the one after that. I think it might have been the one after that. So it wasn't Alex playing Aladdin. It was the boy after.
Oh no, it couldn't have been the boy after. It could have been before then. Lucas, who played Aladdin.
Yes.
So that was before.
Oh, it was before, was it?
Yeah, that's before. Alex Hayward played Aladdin after COVID. Lucas played Aladdin before COVID.
Oh, it might have been Alex then. But do you remember the flying carpet scene?
Yeah.
And because I think they change it almost every time, but this particular carpet contraption was done by two people behind the scenes, and they were like pushing and pulling almost like a rowboat.
I thought we just had the hydraulics just going up and down. That's what we had, and we had people stood on top of it. It's like I had to stand on the top of it once because it kept moving.
Yes, but I can't remember whether that was Alex Hayward's or whether it was Lucas's. But one of those shows that we did, it was done by people moving the damn thing behind them. And I can remember just like hissing down from the flies because they were doing it far too quick.
Yeah. And
so the poor Aladdin and Jasmine were holding on for their dear goddamn lives while trying to sing this song. And like, I'm pretty sure that when I watched it that once, I am almost positive that Jasmine came off the...
I think, Kelly Neo... Because I remember there was... Alex told me that she nearly, not fell off, but she was on the verge of the carpet. Not the carpet itself, but she was on the verge of actually coming off because it was going so quick.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that as they... So the carpet obviously goes up and then the carpet goes back down.
Yeah.
But I think the carpet on the way back down, she came off like... almost hydraulic herself off it.
Yeah.
So she wasn't touching it at all, and she was gripping onto Aladdin. I was like, slow down, please. Oh, nightmare. But that's one of the joys of Panto.
Yeah. Is there another story that frightened you during a show once?
Frightened me during a show.
Or, something went wrong. I mean, I think the whole theme of this podcast is going to be something is going to go wrong.
Something's going to go wrong. I mean, to be fair, that is one of the beauties of Panto, is that sometimes things will go wrong, but it will end up being funny. Like, for example, the
iron board one.
Iron board one. But then there will be situations where I need to use the toilet, so we're going to put a pin in it.
No worries.
But I will say the whole light and power situation. Now I'm pretty sure you know of this situation.
Well, you go and use the toilet for a minute and we're going to go back.
That is the pin I'm putting in.
Right.
The best thing about Creative Space is that we don't just want to encourage people in being creative in TV, film, or even theatre. We also want you to be creative in a variety of other things as well. So do you want to have experience in making jewelry? Do you want to pick up a hobby but do not know what to take or where to start? Then look no further than the Veil Jewelry Workshops. Veil Jewelry Workshops provides the best experience in teaching you how to make the best sterling silver jewelry. They will help you make a range of silverware including rings, bracelets, and many more pieces. You will learn the basic silversmith skills such as soldering, texturing, shaping, and lots more. Not only do the workshops provide the experience for adults, it also provides the best experience and fun for children as well. So if you want to learn on how to make sterling silver jewelry, and if you're very interested, go onto their website at www.veiljewelryworkshops.co.uk or get in touch with them via email at info@veiljewelryworkshops.co.uk or even phone them at 07789 794248. Are you looking for the perfect bracelet for a loved one? Would your man be interested in a personalised keyring from his children? Are you looking for the best priced jewellery, whether it be a necklace, ring, earrings, bangle, or even more? Look no further than Crafted Arts. Crafted Arts is a local business based in Barry within the Vale of Glamorgan, and they have a range of all the perfect items you need. If it's for the perfect gift for an anniversary, or maybe it's for someone's birthday, maybe something for Christmas, or you wanted to give someone that perfect gift that will last a long time, Crafted Arts is the business for you. If you want to know more or see what they have in stock, then you can visit them locally at 29 High Street, Barry, Vale of Glamorgan, CF627EB, or you can go onto their website at www.craftedarts.co.uk. You could even email them at info@craftedarts.co.uk, or maybe just give them a call at 07789 94248. Trust me, it's worth it for the perfect gift.
Anyway, yeah, so you were saying,
Yes.
so you're back from your toilet break, and
I am back from my toilet break. I have a cup of tea and I have a little biscuit.
Yeah.
Power outage.
Oh yeah. I think we talked about this before. Not years ago, but like, I think
To be honest,
2.5 years ago, because I started this podcast 3 years ago.
Was it on this podcast that we?
I think so. We talked about it a couple of times, but I mean,
in all honesty, it's one of my favourite stories because.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, only because I am not involved with it at all.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I was.
Yeah, because I can't remember, because I've had the story from you and I've also had the story from Ellie, my sister.
Yeah, but what did Ellie say? Because her interpretations of few things. I mean, right, let me ask you this, right? Because obviously I'm one of your closest friends, right? And then you got your sister Ellie, who's obviously your close confidant, right? She's not just your sister, she's also like your BFF most of the times.
Most of the times.
Yeah.
When she wants it.
Yeah, when she wants to be, right? We tell stories differently, like any other human. So how does she approach this story compared to how I approach this story?
I mean, I guess the biggest difference is that, well, you are very close with John. Like you're in the same dressing room. You're kind of
in the loop.
Whereas Ellie kind of has to work for it. Yeah. Because she does a lot of. She's followed in my footsteps far too much. I've got to chat to that girl. Because she's the reason why she's in Billboard, is because I was in Billboard. Yeah. And then I went behind stage. Yeah. And now she's behind stage. Yeah. But she does like to be a busybody. She does like to...
she's a workaholic.
She is a workaholic, and she is going to seriously hurt herself if she doesn't. Yeah. But anyway,
It's okay. I gave her a discount the other day in my workplace. It was all good.
Yeah, a discount isn't going to save her knees.
Yeah, well, wait till she's 60 odd, and then her 60-year-old self goes, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, how to approach stories.
So she, to be honest, I can't remember the way that she tells the story, because she doesn't tell stories more than once. Yeah. Unless I specifically ask for it, and we kind of say the story and then just like move on, because she does, well, as we said just then, she does so much. Yeah. But she saw it from the perspective of the techies. Yeah. Whereas you saw it from the perspective of a very, very angry Jonathan.
Yeah. Very angry director / Panto Dane.
Yeah.
And you can't take it seriously when he's blowing steam out of his ears and he's in a Panto Dane.
He's got some Panto Dane titties wrapped around his shoulders. Yeah. Now I will say that I don't think I've ever seen a truly furious Jonathan. Oh yeah. The only time when I can remember him being angry, quote quote, is when I was in the children's section. Yeah. And either we were playing up, or like it was coming close to one of the shows, and we were still mucking around.
Yeah.
Like the principals still didn't know their lines and blah blah blah. So obviously Jonathan comes in and he raises his voice, and obviously when he raises his voice, there is silence.
Yeah, dead silence.
Dead silence. And he just, obviously he doesn't berate us, but he's like, I'm so annoyed, I'm really, really disappointed that none of you know your lines, and the show is X amount of time away, and you know, you're not listening to whoever's doing it. And to be honest, I think when somebody says that they're disappointed, it hurts.
Yeah, it's more like, you could say I'm upset with you or I'm angry at you, but it's the word disappointment. It's like because disappointment, or the word disappointing, is like when people say that, they got so much hope for you, and you're like, you really let me down.
Yeah,
and it's like that's like a dagger in the heart. It is.
Oh, it hurts. But that is the last time I witnessed Jonathan's anger.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even invoke that when I was in school.
No.
Mainly because he had Alex Williams.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the pair of them together.
And Morecambe and Wise.
I don't like, the school could have burnt down and they still would be laughing.
Yeah.
But
we'd all be laughing, actually.
To be fair, we would all be laughing. But the point being is that I've known Jonathan since I was 7.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that I actually saw an angry him. But John was truly furious during this situation.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just the power outage going on.
No, a lot of things went wrong.
A lot of things went wrong.
So do you want me to tell the story then?
Let's do it again, boy.
Okay. So how long ago is this now? This is over 10 years ago now.
Is it?
2013.
No.
So it's 11 years ago. I was 16. I was in sixth form. I was in sixth form. And he was also teaching me.
Yeah.
Well, I say he was teaching me. No, Alex was teaching me. But obviously he was a teacher. He was one of the drama teachers. Right, how do I go about this without... let's cut the long story short, because I don't want to go into so much details. Yes. I want to go into right for the crux. So basically, we came off on a high the night before. Mm-hmm. This was on a Friday night. The Friday nights are always fantastic. Yes. We came in on the Saturday matinee, and it was only the one show. It was, I think at the time, it was only the one show for the Saturdays. Mm-hmm. I got there, I'd say about 2.5 hours before the show, and everyone was still outside the stage doors. And I'm talking about principals, I'm talking about the tech, I'm talking about the kids, I'm talking everyone was still outside. And I went up to Mike Bennett, who was playing Jack at the time, and ironically, him and I, we were playing brothers then, we're playing sisters now. He's my stepsister. And we were chatting away, and we obviously, I asked him, he didn't know what was going on, and I think I forgot his name now, Jace Thomas, who basically is like the caretaker.
Yes, I know.
He came up and basically said, right, there's been a power outage. The entire theatre is in blackout. Mm-hmm. It's no one, you can't flick on a switch and suddenly whatever. Yeah. But for the health and safety purposes, what they did is gone, right, we'll take you to the very, very top of the very top floor of the memo, where it's like a big window and thank God it was like a beautiful sunny day like this one now, because the sun beamed in. And we had a lot of light, and it was a white room as well, so it added that. Oh, nice. So it was nice. So we got changed, we were getting ready, and I can see John. But keep in mind, we're all getting changed in there. Mm-hmm. We're all getting our makeup done in this one room, and I could see John in the background wearing, the Panto Dame costume, and he's not got the wig on yet, so it's like him with shaved head and he's makeup on, and I could see worry. Yeah. Now, at the time, I couldn't understand. I mean, I understood the pressure and everything, but now I do direct my own plays, I direct a lot of things, then I understand 100% where, you know, where he was coming from.
Yeah.
There was people going, is the show going to carry on? And there was a part of me that was like, I you know what, I don't see it happening, because the way it was going, the way things were happening. Angie Hobbs, who was like the treasurer, I think she's still the treasurer at Billboard. I could be wrong, I don't know what role it is, but I'm going to say the treasurer for the time being, just to make it easy.
Yeah, but she was also front of house as well.
Yeah, front of house. But she's also in charge of, there was also in charge of other things, you know, she would call up people.
Yeah.
June Coombs, God bless her soul, John's mum, God rest her soul.
God rest her soul.
Yeah. They were both running around like a tit in a trance, basically. No, but that's what it was.
I've never heard that expression.
Yeah, I only heard it once, and I took it from Only Fools and Horses. So I was like, you're like a tit in a trance, you are. And it probably makes no sense, like any Del Boy phrase or anything like that. But they were running around like bats out of hell.
Yeah.
There we go. And everyone was back and forth, and I was petrified to go near John. I've never felt like that with anyone. I've been in fights. I've been in confrontations, right? Don't give me that look, right? Some of them are not my fault, all right? But the thing is, I would like to feel like I'm very outspoken. I like to say, look, I come from a family that we don't care.
Yes.
Well, we do care, but we don't tolerate BS, right? And probably my uncle's hearing this and going, really? But I was that petrified of John that I didn't want to go, even just to say hello.
Yeah.
He's going to probably listen to this and go, oh, babes, you know, don't think like that. But it's like, but as a 16-year-old, as a 16-year-old who's got his first major principal role, it's more like, I don't want to tread on people's toes. I don't want to do this. I just want to have fun and do this.
Yeah. But what John's also got to realise, right, is that 90% of the time that we've known him, he's always happy-go-lucky, always really jolly, you know. And then the moment we see him
angry,
drop his smile,
thunder clouds, black clouds hover, and lightning and everything.
Like it is the end, literally the end of the world. It's just like we're not going anywhere near him because
he's angry.
There is invoking him.
Yeah, there's a Hulk in him.
You just don't want to do that.
Yeah, and
we love you, John, but my God.
Yeah, and there was a time where in this moment where there was no answers. There was more questions than answers. Yeah. And in the end, one of the tech guys basically said, one of the members of the memo workers said, right, health and safety, but one of the kids has got to have an adult or a young adult with them. So we're going to take you to the change rooms. It's health and safety. So we got into our change rooms. And at the time, you know, the Panto dames would normally be in dressing room 1, but back in the day, John would be sharing the changing rooms with the other principal males, right? Yeah. And there was 4 of us. So there was me, there was John, there was Mike Bennett, and then there was Tony Burnell at the time. And Tony was playing Flesh Creep, Mike was playing Jack. Obviously, I was playing Silly Billy. Yes. Jack's and John was playing Dame Trot. So Dame Trot, who was Jack and Billy's mum. I was so uncomfortable in that room. I was sat in the corner, and all I can see from the reflection of the mirror, I saw that man's eyes change. There was anger, pure anger, and a volcano waiting to erupt, and it was going to be bigger than Krakatoa, right? Honest to God, it was going to be as big as Pompeii, as big as Krakatoa. That man was going to blow a fuse, right? So every now and then, even though we were told you can't leave the changing rooms, right? We left the changing room doors open so the sun could beam through and we get a bit of light. And I said to Tony, I can't stay in this room. It's too tense. And people are coming in and out. What's going on? What's happening? And John's like, I don't know. What is going on? Angie and June are coming in. Charlotte Brown's coming in. You know, she was part of them. Everyone was in and out of the room, and everyone did not know what the hell was going on. Lloyd Herneman, he didn't know what was going on. Who do Alex Winter, God rest his soul, at the time, he did not know what the hell was going on. No one knew what was going on. And the memo people were like, yeah, reasons. And then we get a bit of hope, right? People are coming in. People are waiting outside. But there was a bit of a glimpse of hope. We're going to get a backup generator.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, great, we'll tell John this, right? People go, Angie, I think it was Angie, goes to John and says, they're bringing a backup generator. Okay, great, where? Oh, it's coming from Pontypridd. And he just looked at, right, the story is true. What I'm saying is true to the best of my knowledge. I just can't remember at the time too many people were speaking to John to get a final say in. So I could be wrong that Angie was said this, but this is what happened, right?
Somebody said. So I'm going to use Angie because I remember Angie was speaking to John the most. Yeah.
Right? And Angie said, right, they're bringing a generator down. And he was like, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, but it's coming from Pontypridd. Now, to anyone who is not familiar with the map of Wales and not familiar at all, to all my listeners outside of Wales in the UK, USA, big ups to USA followers and everything.
Woo-hoo.
From the town of Barry to Pontypridd by car takes about 40 minutes, 34. Some people say, 25 minutes. Depending on a good day.
Yes, I was going to say, depending on traffic.
It's not an hour, because no way it's an hour, but it's like, Pontypridd is up in the valleys, and but basically it will take between 25 to 45 minutes to get there, depending on where you need to go. So John was at a point, he was like, what? Why is it going to take this long? But fair play to Angie and Charlotte and a few other people. They went down and said to the people who were waiting, right, it's going to take about 45 minutes for this generator to get here. Do you still want to wait? Do you want a refund? Do you want whatever? But fair play to the people. They were like, no, we're happy to wait. We've got nothing on, so this is what we came to do.
Yeah.
So people were waiting in the dark, in the auditorium, waiting in the dark for something to happen, right? I jokingly said to someone, "Oh, let's just perform in the dark, you know? We'll just perform for the blind or something or whatever." Literally for everyone.
Yeah.
And then there was more bad news. More bad news came involving the fact that the backup generator had to take an hour to connect to the building and to get up and running. And I will never forget this. I left the changing room. I did not want to be in John's presence.
Yes.
The man was on a mission. He was on a warpath now. He's gonna blow. He's gonna go. And I could never forget. I came down the stairs and I was speaking to some of the I think I was speaking to like Leona and a few other people, because Leona was playing the princess at the time.
Yes.
And we were chatting away, and I was talking to Carl, because Carl was like, Carl, the stage manager, he was...
Oh, poor Carl.
He was back and forth. Everyone was like all over the place.
Yeah.
And I could just see at the very top of the stairs a angry John in a Panto costume, tits and everything, full-blown makeup, no wig, and he's looking over, and there was Angie and June. And they were saying, oh, the backup generator is going to take an hour to set up. So that means it's going to take 2 hours in total. And John, never forget these words. It's the 21st fucking century and the memo can't supply a bastard backup generator. I don't mean to slander the memo, but at the time, it was their fault.
Yeah.
It's their responsibility. And guess whose money is going to be lost? Billboards.
Yes.
Because they're the ones who are paying for it. I don't know the administrative side in terms of if we got money back from the memo or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was going to take another hour. So then we had to ask the audience again. It's going to take another hour because we had to... Whatever, we had to get a backup generator and blah, blah, blah. Fair play. There was going to be a lot of people staying, but there were a few that gone, you know what, we're not going to wait. We want our money back. Or we give them the option.
Yeah.
Do you want to come back the next day? Because it was the last show day.
Yes.
But it got worse. It got worse. So what had happened was, Generator came.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take a sip of their tea from there.
Mm-hmm.
Backup generator came. Everything was being set up. And I don't know if it was Carl. I don't know if it was someone from the memo. It had to be someone from the memo. They went up to John and said, "What do you need the most, light or sound?" And John went, "I beg your pardon." And they went, "Oh, we can only run on one, light or sound."
Oh my god.
And John blew up like Krakatoa. What the fuck? And I'm there going, "Oh my god, oh my god." Mike said going, "Oh my god." Tony said going, "Oh my god." Everyone hears everything. It's pandemonium. It is literally pandemonium. Everything.
Pantomonium.
Oi. It is pandemonium. Do not reveal my play's title. God. But yeah, it was literally pandemonium.
Jesus.
And I just that makeup on John's face melted away from the anger. And do you know when you're that terrified to go up and say goodbye to someone after all that? Yeah, I was that terrified.
Yeah.
I was that terrified. And so basically John just said, "Fuck it, give them the refunds, give them an option." And Angie's like, "No, we'll give them an option of come back the next day." He was like, "I don't care." He's like, I don't care now. And he came back in our changing room and he just sat there and he was just resting his face on his hands. And he's looking in the mirror and he's just there like, I just can't believe it. And I felt bad for him, but at the same time, still terrified. And he said, "Right, tell everyone to go home. Tell the cast to go home." And I got changed. And I was like, "Bye, John. See you tomorrow. Hopefully." Hopefully. And he's like, "Yeah, bye, babes. Whatever." And I was so glad to get out of there. I don't know who gave me a lift afterwards. I don't know if I got picked up or someone took me home. I think someone took me home. Someone from Billboard took me home. But yeah.
See, now, luckily, nothing that dramatic has ever happened when I was in Panto.
Yeah.
So I did. Well, I've been with Billboard since I was 7, so you can imagine how many Pantos I've done. I did stop when you started, I think.
2011.
Yes, because I think I went to uni in Swansea. And then I just never come back. Not for any particular reason. But during those years, I mean, most of them I was in the children's. So obviously, as a child, your part in a panto is very, very basic.
Step-by-step dances and everything.
Step-by-step dances, or you come forward, you sit in the front, and then you do this arm movement, you do that arm movement, and although to be fair, I don't think he's ever done it since, but they did Hercules. Like, my second panto, I'm pretty sure was Hercules. Mike was Hercules. And then Claire Louise Timney was the mother.
Yeah. Claire Timney, what a babe.
Claire Timney. I love her to bits. And then Natasha was Meg. I'm pretty sure his name was Ben, and I see him around, but obviously he's not going to know who I am because I was a kid at the time. But he played Philoctetes. It was great. But I don't think he's ever done Hercules as a panto again. Same as the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, Hunchback was my first ever panto.
Was it?
Yeah.
I really
was you in it?
No.
No, Hunchback of Notre Dame was my first ever panto.
No.
Ever, and I played one of the guards.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, with Brian Taylor.
Yeah, and funny enough, who played Quasimodo?
Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
No, but it was a good shout. I mean, look, this podcast is all about pantomimes.
Yes.
And the only memories I have of doing pantomimes is, of course, doing it with the local Amdram Society about Billboard. But I was actually offered, I won't say the production name. I can't say the production name because not get into trouble, but I don't want whatever. But I was offered a part, ironically, during the same time as Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, really?
But I was offered the part with 2 weeks. Sorry, just keep elected. With 2 weeks to go before their show was starting. Yeah, not Billboard's show. The other 2 weeks show started. And it was the part of the mayor. It was a Snow White. And they offered me. I came in for rehearsal. I didn't like it. Didn't like the way the things were running, and there was, and apparently there was a bit of a rivalry going on, and I didn't want to tread on people's toes. I was only a kid. I was only 15, something like that, and didn't do it. I didn't do it in the end, but they asked me to come and do the curtains, like open and close the curtains, and I got paid for it.
Oh, nice.
I was like, yeah, nice.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that I will say is that I don't understand the rivalry. Because obviously there's got to be some sort of background thing that we don't know about, unless you do. But I've never understood the rivalry between between productions, like other Andrams, because you would have thought that, if you support one, they'll support you, and then
I think it's to do with, like you said, it's to do with the background.
Yeah. Because
sometimes people lose friendships because they go and start off their own production companies.
Yeah.
And it's not nice, but I don't wish. There are some things I don't wish destruction or anything like that.
Of course.
But it's like with pantomimes, right? Pantomimes, they've always been Amdram company's bread and butter. It's what makes it. They always makes them the money.
Yeah.
Local Amdram. I've always been asked, do I ever go to watch the pantomimes in the new theatre?
Oh, yes.
I haven't been to one in years. The last time I went was one with Bryn. And that was years ago when Gareth Thomas was playing the genie in Aladdin. Yeah, Gareth Thomas, rugby player. And there was a joke. I won't say it on here, but it was a funny joke that Aladdin and Buttons made, where they rubbed the lamp, and it made a big bang and a little puff sound. It came on, and there was a joke. And I won't go into it, but. And I wish I stayed after the stage because I got a rugby shirt I want Gareth Thomas to sign, and he was one of my. I'm not a big rugby fan, but he was one of my favourites. Yeah. Gareth Thomas.
Yeah. See, now one of the only productions that I remember that had not been Billboard, is it was a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure it was before I started Billboard. I went to the Grand Theatre in Swansea. And my great grandmother at the time, she was one of those backstage
coordinators,
not entrepreneurs. What am I talking about? The people who look after the kids, chaperones. Yeah, she was a chaperone. I think she was tied to the Grand, and so we saw Aladdin. Funny enough. And then I remember she took me backstage, and I had a photo with the guy who played Avanaza.
Bless you.
Abba Banana. And there was some really famous guys. But literally, as she was walking through, every single person would be like, "Oh, I'm Matty. And like all the kids would like call her Nana, and I'm like, but you're my Nana.
Yeah.
You're not their Nana. She was like, shush.
Yeah, but it's lovely though, because if you refer to someone as like Nana or whatever, you could tell that how important they are too.
Yeah. Bless you. But it is one of the, and to be honest, I never really kind of understood it until obviously I grew up. But that was my first recollection of seeing a panto.
Yeah. How do you feel about pantos? Not nowadays, but how do you feel about the only reason I'm asking how I feel about pantomimes, like done in the new theatre now, I just find them very pretty mainstream kind of thing. People are going to say, well, what do you mean by that? And I don't know how to put it, but they always seem to get, Yeah, they get famous people. They're just not appealing. That's not the wrong word. Yeah, it's something. I don't know. There's not an appeal to it no more. If you know what I mean. It's like whenever I do a panto, performing wise, the magic is there. But when I go and watch it, it's like, oh, I think it's because of the names. Do you see what I'm coming from?
No, I see what you're saying. And personally, well, let me ask you a question instead. Do you think it's because you have consistently done pantos since joining Billboard? Because that's what I find. I find that, and I don't want to sound like I'm crapping on pantos, because I'm not, because I still genuinely enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because I know on how much effort that goes into it. I know that
we're traditionalists. We love a tradition of pantos. We love the magic of pantos and everything. But sorry, Karen, I cut you off then.
Do you think it's because you've done enough of them so that when you actually sit down to watch one, you've seen the jokes? You know the storyline, you know what's coming up, nothing really surprises you because you've either seen it all before or you know what they're trying to do and it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's the theatre panto person in you that doesn't really enjoy the professional ones because you know that? Because that's what I find is that now I will say that I haven't seen a quote quote professional one in like a new theatre or something like that, but there doesn't really seem to be a difference between the two, apart from the fact that the one in the new theatre there's some sort of famous person in there, and maybe the costumes are a little bit more high quality and the set is a little bit more high quality. But at the end of the day, Amdram and the professional ones are almost exactly the same.
Yeah, the only difference is one's Amdram, one's professional.
Yeah. So the professional ones can
splash out more money.
Yes.
I think it's because it's more like the celebrities they bring in.
Yeah.
Where's the appeal for that person to come in? What's in it for me to go and watch that? It's like when they brought in Gareth Thomas. A lot of people I've spoken to didn't. I mean, they like Gareth Thomas because he's that rugby player. But then it's like, there's got to be appeals and everything. I mean, the one panto I was really gutted about that I didn't go and see was David Hasselhoff as Captain Hook.
Yes.
Because I would see the appeal because David Hasselhoff, you wouldn't expect someone like him to be in a pantomime because being American and everything. But then at the same time, he's married to a Welsh girl. Go on, David boy.
Oh yeah. Now, I will say that the American that I do talk to, she doesn't know and she doesn't understand the premise of a panto. And I was like, well, you don't have to. The whole point is you go to a panto, all you have to know is that it's fun, you're supposed to engage, and you can just switch your brain off.
Have fun.
And have fun. Because obviously plays and musicals, you have to sit there and when they come to the end of a song, you clap, that's it. Oof, done.
Unless it's a musical like
Rocky
Horror or Mamma Mia.
Or Mamma Mia, yeah.
Because they encourage you to join in.
Yeah, obviously there are certain musicals which you can do that. But when it comes to plays, obviously you are silent.
Yeah.
And you
the
have
integrity.
To be, the professional. But with panto...
Etiquette, that's the word, etiquette.
Etiquette, that's the one. Yeah. Both of our brains just completely erase that. But with panto, you can just loosen up a little. Obviously, you still have to have that some
boundary,
sort of decorum and etiquette. But it's a lot looser because most of the time it's closer to Christmas.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it's not.
But like, you can loosen up.
Yeah.
A little. Sometimes they will play a song that you can sing along to, and especially during the end number where they sing a Christmas song. you know, so it's...
You could be playing Step Into Christmas or Merry Christmas Everyone, or I Wish You Could Be... I mean, do you know what I would love? It would probably never happen, but I'd love to imagine a Panto doing the Pogues. Yeah, Fairy Tale. It was Christmas Eve.
But it would have to be played by, like, for example, the Ugly Stepsisters.
Yeah.
Or, you know, some sort of comedy duo. I reckon it should, like, if you were to introduce it into a Panto, it would have to be between a comedy duo.
Yeah, because that's how it should be portrayed in some ways. Yeah, displayed, portrayed, whatever.
Yeah.
But every time I've done a Panto, it gets me into the Christmas spirit.
Oh, do you think?
It gets me so into the Christmas spirit. It's like, look, recently I don't know what it is, and this will be released in December time anyway, to have the theme of Christmas. But when it comes to learning lines now, I don't know what it is. I just find them long, tedious. I just find it not soul destroying. It's not the right word, but it's very. Let's say it's too much work now. I think when comparing myself back in 2013 to now, when I was 16 years old, probably because I was a 16-year-old, I was buzzing to be playing a silly Billy character. Mm-hmm. I learned my lines. I learned my lines 2 months before the actual show started. Mm-hmm. Whereas now, I've only just learned my lines. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm fluffing up here, there and there. And I'm like, oh, why do I have to do this? Mm-hmm. But then as soon as I go on that stage, it's like I'm an adrenaline junkie. I want more. I want more of that. Yeah. I wish sometimes we do it longer than, but you know, for an AMDRA professional, yeah, you wish, yeah, okay, let's do it for 5 weeks. Let's do it for 6 weeks or something. Yeah, but with AMDRA, it don't work like that.
No.
But people in AMDRA want it to be like that.
Yeah.
But it was such a long one last year. Oh God. There were some things I didn't want to do. There were some things that it was good, but then there were some things not good, and I'll tell you about it off the record.
Off the record, yeah. Whereas this is my first Panto since let's have a think now. Since after COVID, actually. Yeah. Because it wasn't Billboard.
Robin Hood, wasn't it?
Yes.
You played Robin Hood?
No, I played.
No, your sister played Robin Hood.
Yeah, so, well, so it was with the Cardiff Players.
So it's Jordan, is it?
So that was with Jordan, yeah, but Jordan isn't tied to Cardiff Players. They brought him in to do the Panto. And it was there where I kind of realised just how much I miss it was either doing Panto or being on stage. It was just so much fun. I think
COVID made me feel like that. For a lot of people, it made them feel like that, because when I was in Billboard, when they were going to do Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, I wasn't originally going to go and do it. I wasn't going to do it.
Oh.
And I just had enough. Beauty and the Beast was my last Panto before the pandemic started. Uh-huh. And I said to John afterwards, I'm leaving. I'm done. I can't be asked no more. So yeah, I left, but then during COVID, when everyone was at home, couldn't go out, that's when I really started to miss the stage.
Yeah. See, now I don't want to say that I can go without it, because I can't. Like, theatre is in my veins, whether I like it or not. But I miss it when I go and I start watching, or when I'm helping backstage and I'm watching everybody on stage. That's when I start to miss it. But so I joined Cardiff Players because I saw Jordan advertising it, and I was like, do you know what? Excuse me, let's see what it's like with a different company, because I only remember Billboard, because that's, you know, as I have said probably about 5 times now, I've been with Billboard since I was 7, and then I had this huge gap of just like nothing. Going to see shows, yeah, fine, but being back on stage was something else. Yeah. So I was like, do you know what? Why not? I'll go and see what happens. And then they gave me the part of Will Scarlet. Which was great, which was fine. And then just as we were rehearsing, we were like, where is the guy who's supposed to play Robin Hood? He just never turned up. And so obviously Jordan was like, we gotta find ourselves
a Robin Hood.
And it just so happens that at the time Ellie was living in Cardiff because she was in uni. And so what I would do is that I would go to rehearsals, and then I would stay with her for the evening and then head back to Barry then in the morning, because it would just be far too late for me to
get home or whatever.
To get home. And so obviously Ellie started joining the rehearsals just as a person in the background. And then she would turn around to Jordan and be like, oh, that person needs to slow down, that person needs to speak up, blah, blah, blah. And then they were having a conversation and they were like, we need somebody to play Robin Hood. And then literally, it comedy gold, right? Because everybody turned around and looked at Ellie and she was like, don't look at me with those eyes. Because she was the only person that had been there that wasn't connected to the Cardiff Players, but also she'd been to the rehearsals.
Yeah.
Like inadvertently she'd be going to rehearsals, so she knew all the songs. She knew roughly where everybody was placed. She knew the person who was playing Maid Marian. You know, the only things that she had to learn was the one duet song, which was As Long As You're Mine. Between Robin Hood and Maid Marian. So anyway, that's how that turned up. Lucky bugger. And it was just so much fun, and it definitely kind of reinvigorated my desire for Panto. Mainly because we've never done a Robin Hood.
Right.
Billboard have never done Robin Hood. They've always done your stereotypical, like, Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, Aladdin. I think they did The Little Mermaid twice that I can remember. You know, so they cycle through the same 4 or 5. Because they've never done The Hunchback of Notre Dame again. They've never done Hercules again. They're just the ones that I can think of.
Yeah. Hunchback?
Yeah, I said Hunchback. The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was my first Panto, and I don't think they've
They did a Panto. They did a Panto Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, what was the Dane then? The Wicked Witch of the Year? Not like who played it, but what was the Dane then? Was she?
To be honest, I don't think there was a Dane. I don't think they had a Dane.
So the Wicked Witch of the West was basically played by a man then?
No. The Wicked Witch was played by a woman.
Oh, okay.
But they made a Panto. They took the Wizard of Oz, and they just made it Panto.
They must have had a Dane though. You've got to have a Panto Dane.
Do you know what? I can't remember. I just remember being a munchkin. I remember the woman who played the Wicked Witch, because I fell when towards the end we all have to cower. I can remember cowering, and she turned around and I was there. And she was like, dude, you can't come that far forward because I am going to step on you. And I remember Mike Bennett played the lion. Dorothy was played by... oh God, I can't remember her name now. And then... She went to London. Oh my God.
What, Jordana?
Jordana, that's the one. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So she played Dorothy, and Callum Small played the...
Is Callum Small doing West End stuff now or something? Or is that him? Or...
I think So I can't remember. But he played the Scarecrow.
Oh, okay.
And Matthew Pym played the Tin Man.
Matthew Pym.
Matthew Pym. The only one that when I posted on Facebook about the Death Note musical, he was the only one to react and go, "I love that musical, my man." Thank you.
Going on to see the thing about pantomime now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're coming into doing Cinderella.
Yes.
And that's going to be a treat. I'm actually pretty nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Never played a Panto before. I'm more worried about the wigs falling off. Because they're tied up, but the way they're built in.
Well, are you changing your wigs?
No.
Then they would be pinned in place.
No, they'll be pinned in place. It's not that they'll fall off. It's more like sliding off my head.
They will be pinned in place.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. As a hair and makeup artist for TV, film and theatre, they will be pinned in place.
Fair enough. We better tell Kerry that then.
But yeah, because you've never actually been.
Oh no, I haven't.
No, yes, you have. No, you legit haven't. No.
No.
Yeah, you've never been anywhere near
A Panto costume, no.
Panto Dame, no.
No. And I'm going.
You're going to be in bigger heels than me, mate.
Yeah, but I would find 11s or 12s for me. It's been a struggle.
I bet.
Yeah, but I'm looking for boots ones.
Boots, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't find any. Really, I can't find any. Mike is fine. He's a size 9.
Have you?
Yes, I looked everywhere. Even 3 other people have looked. Yeah, can't find yet.
Well, I can't help you. I can help you with hair and makeup. I can't help you with shoes.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, but how are you feeling about the music in pantos these days?
I just feel like sometimes with some music they're just putting in for random choices. They're just put in for random scenes and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I get some of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're always gonna have a Christmas song.
Well, yes.
Yeah, you're always gonna have a Christmas song. I just think, I know pantomimes are laugh, tongue-in-cheek jokes and everything, but at least sometimes they got to make sense. Why do you need that song?
Yes.
What's the point of that song?
Yeah.
And I feel like with some music they've got to make sense, otherwise
yes,
even the audience are going to be like, well, why did you play that?
Yeah, because maybe it's just the traditionalist in me, but I'm not overly fond of the way that people are turning away from musical music.
Yeah.
And playing pop songs. Like, as you said, sometimes
it's got to be the appeal.
Yeah, sometimes you got to have that appeal, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. And then there will be other times where you sit back and you listen to it and you think, did they actually listen to the lyrics? Like, are they just singing it because it's trendy? Because the band is trendy? Or are they...
Trendy.
Trendy, yeah. Or are they singing it because it's upbeat?
Mm.
Now, the example that really annoyed me was, I can't remember who did it, but I went to see a panto, and I believe it was Snow White, and they sang the song Black Magic by Little Mix.
Yeah. I think that was Billboard.
Was it?
I think that was Bill, because we used that.
Now...
No, did we? No, we used another Little Mix song.
No, we did! Sorry, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I can't remember what... Yeah. We did. No, okay.
But it could have been another one.
It could have been another one. No, like... as I sat back and watched it, I was like, I don't understand why they sang that song, because maybe it's just my beef with the song.
I'm not a fan of Little Mix either.
Well, it's not the fact that I'm not a fan of Little Mix. It's the song and the lyrics, because the lyrics were literally talking about changing the way you look just to appeal to a boy.
Yeah.
Now, for me personally, that is not a message you should be sending out to.
Do you know what? There was another one. When we did Snow White, and me and Nick Preen played Muddles and Silly Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was called Silly Billy, but and there was one song that the ensemble, and we were in the back, and as we were singing the start of the Little Mix was, you might have the biggest car, but he can't go for miles. And me and Nick just looked at each other and went, oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, yes, the song is upbeat, and yes, it will probably get the kids up and dancing and singing. But when you actually listen to the lyrics, sometimes they're not good messages. Like changing the way you look just for a boy, because, you know, using black magic to either change the way you look, or using black magic to, charm him into liking that's not a good message that you should be. And also, it didn't really suit, my personal opinion, it didn't really suit the situation in which they were doing it for.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use another example, is that they don't tend to do, like, with musical music, it's for theatre.
Yeah.
Because it was written for a musical. Pop songs are written for concerts.
Yeah.
Where they're supposed to be loud, they're supposed to be noisy. And it doesn't really matter about the context. Whereas with Panto, you kind of have to have at least a thread of context.
With Panto, sorry to cut you off there, Pip, but it's like with Pantos, it does draw the line.
Yes.
With how you display a show. Pantos are tongue-in-cheek, where they do fine line between taking it seriously and not taking it seriously, having that interaction with the audience and everything. But then if you're gonna go, it's like when we did Jack and the Beanstalk last year, and we used Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, but it was within that song, we made it make sense, because Jack is going to go up and fight the giant, and he's going to climb. So don't stop me now.
Yes. Yeah. No, to which point, obviously, that makes sense.
But then there are some songs where, I mean, you're not going to play like an Eminem song, for crying out loud, in a Panto because it's Eminem. Well, but have you listened to his lyrics? I know you're not going to put an Eminem song in there, but why would you want to put I don't know?
Well, you can't put somebody who's trending in Panto because they're trending.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to do that, you would use that as the song that the kids get up and dance to during the audience participation, because that's what I remember them doing. Is that I remember them getting all the kids up, and obviously once they had the chat, they would play a trending song because the kids would then go up and dance.
What was it when I played Muddles? When was it? So this was before, I think, a couple of years ago. Snow White.
Oh.
It was Snow White, and who played? Kelly Neal and Mike Bennett shared the Evil Queen.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and me and the Dwarfs were doing the audience participation, and
it wasn't Kira. Was Kira?
No.
Snow White?
No, it was Rachel Spunner. I can't remember her last name, but it was Rachel.
Oh, okay.
And it was I can wear my Gucci on.
Oh, yeah.
I can wear my Louis Vuitton. Now, people don't like that song. The critics don't like that song, but it's such a catchy, trendy song.
Yes.
And they had a little dance move to it. I did not know the dance move. That's how I was like, I'm 26, 27. I don't know the song. I was like, why do I not know it? And there was all the kids who were playing the Dwarfs and that. Odie. who's still in Billboard right now, he was like, right, this is the dance with Rhys. And I said, right, I'm not going to learn all of it. I'm going to try and get people to join in and everything.
Yes.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
But I was so worried. Because
really,
I as much as I love audience participation and I love improvising, if I were to do this podcast on my own, just me on my own with this microphone, I would fall to pieces because I don't know what I'm going to say next.
Well, you've got nobody to bounce it back off you.
Exactly, and that's why I struggle sometimes with YouTube videos.
Yes.
Because I've got no one to bounce off me. I sometimes struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only luckily that when I did the Gavin and Stacey video, I knew what I was going to say. I knew that this is a story I'm telling.
Yeah.
And that's why I tend to watch a lot of Mr. Ballin videos, because he tells a story. And I thought, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And I remember, I'll never forget it, John just said to me, Rhys, do your magic. You're really good at this stuff. Just do it. Don't think. You know what to say. Yeah. It'll come to you. And I went on. Oh, that was lovely, boys and girls, weren't it? Oh, I'm so happy that my brother, I'm so happy Snow White go and does this, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, right, I got a surprise for you, but I'm going to need some help. Come on down. I can't remember what I actually said, but I got the dwarfs in and I was like, oh, yeah, we're all going to do this. Why, the dwarfs have taught me this. I still don't know it, but I'm going to try my best. And did it. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. And I wanted more. Yeah. But I just can't wait to see what this Panto brings.
Yes. Yeah. I'm looking, considering that this is my first Panto since doing that Robin Hood one, it is going to be a lot of fun. And I was dancing with Heather, and now unfortunately she's not doing Panto anymore. So I'm dancing with Anthony. Now I've been in Billboard with Anthony in the adults for as long as I can remember. Yeah. So I've known this guy since I was 7. And then when Kerry come over and she was like, "Oh, you're going to be dancing with him," and I'm like, Anthony. Woo! Come on, let's go. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, Pip." But it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I just can't wait for it.
The one thing that I was worried about coming back is that there is not a lot of people that I remember. Yeah. But it's, well, just when I walked in and Leona kind of shouted my name and came and leapt up on me, and then when you turned around and was like, "Oh, I never got that," you know, it was that moment where I was just like, yeah, I remember the love for theatre, and I remember the love for Panto especially.
We're gonna have fun.
It is. We're gonna have so much fun.
And I've said to a few people, I'm gonna need more company in dressing room 1 because Mike is gonna fart out the entire dressing room.
And that's the reason why you're gonna have no company in that room.
Oh, for God's sake! Damn it! But anyway, Cinderella. Let's just do a bit of promotion before we conclude this podcast. So,
well, come on then. You use your ugly stepsister voice.
No, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, Cinderella is going to be performed at the Barry Memorial Arts Centre from the 12th to the 15th of December. Tickets are on sale now on the Barry Memorial Hall website, so make sure you order your tickets as soon as possible. You will not forget this at all. You will love every single bit of this pantomime as much as we've enjoyed doing the show.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Creative Space Podcast channel. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified for more content in the future. Thank you once again.